Paul Nicholls connection sounding pretty positive in the media earlier today. Deputy Dan for Lake Naspel and Oliver Sherwood, Ainsi Fideles for Tom Scudamore and David Pipe, and phone home for Brendan Powell and Nick Mitchell. Let's have a look at them in the paddock.
As well. So the runners approaching the tapes and they're sent on their way. Deputy Dan and phone home, the first to lead towards the first of the 20 fences they will take during the course of their journey here. At least hopefully they will, if you've supported them. Virak on the outside in yellow colours, and Ainsi Fideles in the two-tone green. This is the fence that's taken on the steepest descent these days, the second. And Deputy Dan, in his first time headgear, jumped it well. In second place is phone home, racing in third, Ainsi Fideles on the inside of Virak as they head towards the first of the open ditches. Just begins to level out in a moment as they approach this ditch. So it's taken far less on a descent. Phone home on the outside of Deputy Dan, who was ridden into it and didn't make it great shape, did he? He got over to the other side safely, but his rider saw a long stride. He got to the other side, but didn't exactly arch his back as they head on towards the fourth. Deputy Dan and phone home over there from Virak and Ainsi Fideles held up at the rear of the field. So no major alarms over the first quartet of fences, and they'll take this right-hand turn. It'll bring them uphill, take 4 fences before the 2 in the home straight, and then do it all over again. Deputy Dan out in front for Oliver Sherwood, who passed that landmark 1,000 winners. And that 1,000 includes a success in this race back in 1999. Phone home in second place on the outside, and now they'll reach the first down the side. Deputy Dan and phone home, Ainsi Fideles and Virak at this stage content just to pop away behind the front pair. Deputy Dan and phone home heading up towards another plain one. Deputy Dan jumped that well, that's by far his best leap. He carried some momentum into that fence and out of it as well. Ainsi Fideles in the white face and Virak towards the outside. Second of the ditches, Deputy Dan over from phone home. Virak towards the outer, and Ainsi Fideles. So this is number 8. Very little change in the order to this point. Deputy Dan has to accelerate into that fence, and he has responded. His jumping, or more importantly, his speed away from the fence has increased over the last couple, and he's going to turn with a length in hand over phone home. And clearly his rider, Lake Naspel, just taking a pull there. And as a result, they're tightly grouped once more. Ainsi Fideles back in third place as they straighten with Virak towards the outer. So on towards fence number 9. Deputy Dan again is over well from phone home, who's being closed on now by both Ainsi Fideles and Virak. Phone home, the complete outsider of the quartet, having been able to lie up early with Deputy Dan. He's just struggling to do so now as Deputy Dan comes towards the next. It's over well enough. Virak not that fast away, but still travels okay. Phone home was receiving reminders between the chasing pair, and once again, notably under restraint, Deputy Dan. No fences on this part of the racecourse. Phone home in second, racing in third, Ainsi Fideles on this softer ground and longer trip. Virak at the back of the four, just taken back behind Ainsi Fideles there. As phone home, who's not travelling, is a little bit in front of him as they make the turn. So a circuit under their belts. 10 fences to take. Deputy Dan out in front. Phone home, Ainsi Fideles and Virak. Deputy Dan over well. Phone home in third place, just beginning to struggle. Virak hasn't been that fluent over the last couple. He's still in touch, but it hasn't been a vintage round of jumping so far from him. Ainsi Fideles travelling up strongly behind Deputy Dan, who's warming to the task. And Virak is still the back marker, although he's now just beginning to come alongside phone home. So 8 to jump, and really the race yet to develop. Deputy Dan, whose trainer will be pleased that he's got into more of a rhythm this afternoon. Ainsi Fideles and Virak both travelling well. Deputy Dan over that well. Again, Ainsi Fideles is just half a stride better at his fences at the moment than Virak. And phone home, despite coming off the bridle passing the stands, is still in touch. So they're racing towards the 7th last. Much better jump by Virak on that occasion. So out in front, it is Deputy Dan who'll turn at Swinley Bottom, leading from Ainsi Fideles, and now Virak beginning to get a little more involved. Also with the notable knee action, but again his rider just sitting a little lower in the saddle, Sam Twiston-Davis. There have just been times when I'm wholly convinced that Sam's that happy with the way he's going. He's in third place, he's still well enough in touch, and at the back of the field he is phone home. So still out in front. Deputy Dan with exuberance. Ainsi, Fideles and Virak as they take the first moving away. And Virak jumped that a little better, but it's still Deputy Dan who leads, and still yawing at the bit for his head. Ainsi, Fideles and Virak. And Deputy Dan's right into the bottom of that. He's got in far too close. A gasp from the crowd. He maintains the equilibrium, but a shortish run to the final ditch. Ainsi, Fideles on the outside. Deputy Dan and Virak. And Deputy Dan, having made that error, Ainsi, Fideles is in front as they head towards the third last. Virak now in second place. And at the back of that trio, Deputy Dan. Ainsi, Fideles stretched for it, gets to the other side, has a lead of about 3 lengths or so. As I mentioned, he is up in trip this afternoon, but Virak, the whip, is drawn in second place to pursue the leader. Deputy Dan trying to recover the momentum that was rather lost by those mistakes. 4 out and 3 out. And Ainsi, Fideles for Tom Scudamore leads the turn for home with an advantage of 4 lengths. Virak still looks laboured. Deputy Dan with the head to one side. Now if Ainsi, Fideles can see out the trip, he's got the 2 rivals beat, it would appear. Ainsi, Fideles, Deputy Dan a plunging leap. Virak lacklustre back in third, then phone home, and it's Ainsi, Fideles who is moving clear on the run down towards the last fence in the Reynoldstown. Ainsi, Fideles. Ainsi, Fideles is over, clear. Deputy Dan in second. Virak very tired back in third place, and off up the run in Ainsi, Fideles. Well, he made hay in the sun during the course of the summer season, and he's come back to notch his biggest prize of all here. Tom Scudamore and David Pipe, emulating their fathers who combined to win this race in the past, have won the Reynoldstown. Ainsi, Fideles beat Deputy Dan. Virak just never really travelled in third, and phone home has completed for some valuable prize money. Ainsi, Fideles brought back a little early when this race cut up. A pat down the neck for Tom Scudamore for David Pipe, and the